Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is This Morning on ITV, Sunday's edition, and we're taking a look at the state, begging your pardon, of the nation. We spoke at length about the socio-economic situation, the present-day socio-economic situation, and right now I want to delve into the security situation of the country. My guest opined that insecurity can lead to bad economy that may just lead to massive suffering. Some are saying it was the economy that led to the insecurity that is coming back again to massive suffering. Anyhow you want to take it, they are both connected, one way or the other. I still have the same set of guests in the studio, and they're going to share their thought and opinion on this particular situation. Barrister Dele Beneda, you're going to tee up the discussion on the security situation of the nation. 57 aircraft, so to speak, helicopter inclusive, right? According to Mr. President, we purchased for the armed forces to tackle insurgents. And so many other things have been done. Reshaping of the service chief, retirement of some, bringing in new, tending to change your rotation and all that. How far have we fared so far since Tinubu's administration?
Well, it's very sad, to have a nation that is held hostage by armed bandits and insurrectionists. And it's more sad that our conventional armed forces are unable to deal with that situation. You can't travel Nigeria now without having excessive fear. I think it was last week or so, a lawyer colleague of mine was traveling along the Sabo road. They were carried away into the bush and all that. One of my friends who was helping me coordinate one area was going along that. They were put on the ground, and dispossessed of all their properties. This is a daily problem that we have. Now, it's obvious that Nigeria is in travail. Unfortunately, since this man came in, all his activities have been merely cosmetic.
Cosmetic?
Cosmetic. And I tell you why. I keep harping on the fact that you can't start ordering this, buying that, without any, you must have a plan. What is your plan? As I was walking into this station, I saw on the screen that he's planning to say, okay, state police. He's going to use state police to tackle insecurity. Is it telling us anything new? We already have vigilantes. What new thing is it telling us? Is that a vote of no confidence on the Nigerian police? Is that a vote of no confidence on the military that you said you have recently just changed yourself? By the way, changing service chiefs and promoting junior officers to take over from their senior officers, is that a new idea? In democracy, this is not a military government. In democracy, you lead by example. People watch what you are doing. People watch who you are. People watch your utterances to follow you. No matter what you do, if you do not show a good example yourself, you are wasting time. So all he has done so far, to my mind, are cosmetic. You buy aircraft, helicopters. Is that anything new? Is there any country that doesn't periodically buy? In fact, they don't announce it. I have lived in several countries in this world. I have never heard the president come and say, we are now buying aircraft for our military. I mean, you would be stupid to say that, because are you not supposed to buy? It's like a father now announces that I'm buying bread for the family to eat breakfast. What is it rocket science? Are you not supposed to feed the family? So you have promoted some people, you have appointed service chiefs. Is that something? In Nigeria, we celebrate irrelevancies. We celebrate all these people, and I have looked at the profile of all the service chiefs. None of them wows me. None of them. What has the President General, what has he done? The only thing people are saying is that he was ADC to the president when he was in Lagos State or something like that. And you see the benefit of loyalty that if you are lawyer, you'll be promoted. That's all I hear about him. None of them has anything that wows anybody. So
No, that wows you, not anybody.
that wows anybody.
Well, yeah, because speaking from your point of view now, that
I'm the
wows
one
you.
speaking now. Well,
Yes. Okay.
So I speak for all those that I discussed with. They said nothing wowed them. Okay, is that a better way to put it?
Okay.
And I discussed with a vast majority of Nigeria before I came on the studio. And they said all the people here, but nothing wows them. There is nothing. Look, you need to be able to articulate what is your vision for ending this insurgency.
All right.
And he has not done that. You are just saying, oh, I purchased 50 aircraft for them to be. What are they going to do? The policemen will just be taking a ride around town. Like we see them in Benin, just flying around, wasting fuel. They are not landing at any particular trouble spot. They just fly around. You see police helicopter. What are they? I always question, where are they going to? After they fly around 2 or 3 times, they go and land and then they go back to their. They say they are doing a show of
strength.
A show of strength, a show of force.
Thank you. Well, right now, I'd like you to say your own bit because in a few minutes time we'll go for a break, okay? He said all these changes or shakeups in security architecture doesn't wow him. And some other people that believe in his own ideology that is just a loyalty thing because things are just the same way, if not even worse, according to him. It's all about his own friend that was attacked. And of course, my own friend whose wife was murdered because of these same security challenges we are having. Please take it up from there.
Thank you, Wisi. If you follow what he has been saying, somehow to me, yes, it's personal for him to say that it does not surprise him or it doesn't wow him that the president, or rather the presidency announced that they procured well over 57 aircraft in preparation to combating this hydra-headed insecurity in our country. And for him, I think he might not be privy to what is on ground. And security preparation ought not to be in public domain. It is secure, as the name implies. But however, the few ones we have seen has given us the impression, yes, that the president is heading towards the right direction. No doubt, a lot of people, including those in opposition, has come out to identify with his few policy direction. But however, the redeployment of service chiefs or the appointment of new service chiefs is a right thing, a right step in the right direction, because a lot of people were started now suspecting complicity on the part of service chiefs over nipping this insecurity in the bud, as it were. We've seen the former chief of army staff before living large, and even to a situation where the president claimed ignorance of not being aware that where he deployed him to or where he asked him to go.
All right, now you
yes,
making.
The president that appointed these new service chiefs were applauded for doing so because Nigerians at a time like this needed such development. And what these service chiefs needed now is the redefinition of their strategical approach to this insecurity. We have also seen that just about 2 years, barely two months ago, since the coming of the president, only in Plateau State, they've recorded about 231 cases of victims of killings. And same with Benue State and Kaduna, totally about 600 people being killed.
These are the ones in record.
Yes, the ones
not the ones that are not recorded.
The ones that are that were critically injured, that have died along the line. But then, what would have been responsible for this? I've heard Barrister was talking about whether the military has failed in carrying out their duty to tame this restoration or insurgent attack. We should also realize that this is not a conventional war. This is a guerrilla war of sorts.
But this was the same excuse given during the time of President Muhammadu Buhari.
And that look,
they said the same thing about this.
First and foremost,
yes,
let us look at the major causes of this insecurity, these clashes. Firstly, they are both politically motivated, religious, social, economic, name it, and cultural. It is now the lot of the president and indeed the security architecture of our country to commission a group of experts to go to the communities to find out what is really the cause of this communal clash, this midnight invasion of community, burning of houses, killing of people. Because at the beginning in 2011, it was the Boko Haram terrorists. They came with different tactics, suicide bombing, going to the marketplace, going to a public place, even to motor park. They started evolving tactics, changing it over time before ISWAP now bought into the idea, it become a regional stuff. Today, we thank God that during the recent visit by our president to the regional meetings, he has made it copiously clear that until and unless the countries in the West Africa sub-region come together to fight this insurgency headlong, it will continue to linger on. Because most of these people are capitalizing on the porosity of our borders. About 47 borders in the north. These are illegal borders that are currently open for the influx of people from Niger Republic, Republic of Benin, Chad, and the rest of them. They just come in without any papers, no document. And this goes to heighten the insecurity because poverty anywhere is a threat to prosperity everywhere. Most of these people, because of their economic woes in their respective countries, they tend to come to this country with the proliferation of light arms and ammunition. They find it very easy to carry out crimes and criminality. Coupled with the intoxicant that is now the order of the day among the youth, which is part of the social aspect of the communal, the societal collapse. I think one thing we must know here is that the service chiefs, I'm sure, because the president has also assured them, because when there is no resources, when you don't encourage them, when you don't boost their morale by way of ensuring that all the fighting equipments, the allowances and everything are there, they cannot do much. The reason why, he was talking about the appointment of Egbetokun, the IG, because he has worked with him. People are now saying it's because of his loyalty. No, it is the PCS, the Police Service Commission, that recommends whoever the president appoints as IG.
All right.
And this must also be subject to some rigors within the system.
Okay.
And it cannot just happen just like that. Yes, peradventure, by way of coincidence, that the man happens to be his former ADC when he was the Lagos State governor. Okay, it doesn't mean that there were no other seniors to Egbetekun. The reason why you see people are now, most of these, those military police officers are now retiring because you cannot expect to be serving under your junior. That is what the law says. Okay. So in all of this, what we must, just not to despise them, their little beginning, not to condemn them in totality. Nobody knows what their strategy is all about. Okay. So we must give them also time. And first and foremost to ascertain what are the root causes of this crisis.
I'll come back to you, Honorable, because both of you are harping on that time factor. Don't forget that the responsibility of any leader, president, is to ensure the safety of life and property of his or our citizens. Don't forget about the welfare also. anyhow you want to do it, just do it. That's what Nigerians want. Because right now, some are accusing the APC of giving too much explanation. We still have the problems on the ground. What do you think Mr. President should do differently to achieve results? Because we are tired of the explanation. Yes, maybe top-notch explanation. We know, but we want results.
You see, security issue is a very sensitive issue. And I keep telling Nigerians, there is a unit that translates politically to your political unit, to the ward, to the local government. But at times we just begin to see the country going down and we are like, why is it like this? Mr. We see a state that conduct local government election when necessary, that will not let vacuum to be in their local government. Hardly before a group of persons can come and tell you this ward is for us, this local government is for us. You know why? You're going to have a councillor, you're going to have a chairman for that local government, and these persons will be relating to the governor. And the governor, being a very sensible governor, will also relate to the presidency or the president. At times, we are quick to judge the military. They fail, they fail, they fail. Like he said, this is not a war that you have to send people to say, go and finish that place. No. You are fighting people that we hide with your friends. You are fighting people that are masked like your brothers. It's a cold war. The only way we can, as a nation, succeed in fighting this war is for us to go back to that kind of government that recognizes the presidency, the state, and the local government. Where we pick someone from this locality as our councillor. But why picking? Let's pick those that are willing to actually serve the people. When last did the state call for a security meeting? And you say we have 192 wards in Edo State. Let at least 4 from that ward come and represent their ward. Or, okay, you are a former local government acting chairman and vice chairman. When last did you attend a security meeting in Edo State?
Never.
So we are talking about securing lives and property. It should be a responsibility of all, not just the policeman, not just the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, or the NDLA or wherever. We that are in the street are those that will tell you, we don't see this man, we don't know why he take the day. This person here are not clear. While I was growing up, I was in a community where our fathers would come and say, who is that tenant in that house? We don't know how that man is operating. You see him leaving in the morning, coming back late night. Oh God, give that man a quick notice. We don't know him. We don't want to even know him. I don't know if you are getting it. Not until the states wake up. Because when we begin to hear Benue State, people coming to attack people at night, then where we will be questioning the government is, are there not people that are gathering intelligence for government? But if these people are there and there is no cooperation from the community, who will now call you to say, hey, see, one problem, people they do meeting for my house, so they'll go burn one village tomorrow. Nobody will call you.
All right.
Because
so it's a collective responsibility.
It is a collective responsibility. We shouldn't blame the police, the whatever. Why? I'm not saying they don't have their blames, but the government from the state should wake up.
Okay. All right. It's like the same problem that, let me use the word now, ridiculed the presidency of former President Muhammadu Buhari is still what President Tinubu is facing. Do you think that the additional jets and helicopters and, of course, the reshaping of the security chiefs with your rotation of the mentality, do you think it's going to change anything in the war against insecurity in this country? He talked about Benue, he talked about Plateau State. Even Kaduna, they have their own fair share of it. Come down to Delta, Edo State. You get to hear cases of reports of kidnapping, armed robbery, a road being blocked or sacked, communities being blocked or sacked by some unscrupulous element. How can we come out of this? Barrister.
Well, thank you very much. I'll just say 2 or 3 things. The first one is that I was quite happy when Mr. Eki was speaking, you know, and saying that it's our collective responsibility and that we should not blame the military or blame the police, and that the president shouldn't vote against the police, federal police structure by, you know, instituting state police. I was happy that it's our collective responsibility. So, and part of what made me happy is that tomorrow I have a case in the Court of Appeal. And I will, since it is now a collective responsibility, I will invite him to come and go with me. To go and argue that case.
Barrister.
I have been paid to do the work, but it's a collective, so I will invite him. You, even you, we see, you are coming with us to go and argue that case.
I'm just a moderator, please. I'm not an eyewitness.
You are going to come with me, so everybody will come to go and argue the case with me. So people are employed to do a job. They are not doing the job. You now say it's our collective responsibility. When you were campaigning, did you say it will be our collective responsibility? If you had said so, would you have found your way into that office? The buck must stop somewhere. You cannot explain. The explanations, the English has become so much in so short a time. The English is longer than the performance. So that is the first thing I want to say. It is not collective responsibility. I have no duty to stay awake at night thinking of how to protect my community. That is not my job. That is not my job. Is to go to court to defend people. That is my job. I do that one, I go to sleep. The man whose job it is to protect the environment should do so and not come and tell us, well, why are you a commander-in-chief? Why? If you cannot do it, if you can't stand the smoke, please leave the kitchen. By his own count now, about 600 people have died in less than 1 month. And we are saying it's not the fault of this, it's not the... And more, predictably, we pray it does not happen. May die. And we are still going to be speaking English along the line. I don't think that is... We need positive action. And if you find out that you cannot do it, we are in a civilized... Nobody will blame you if you tender your resignation and say, look, gentlemen, I didn't know it was like this, so I cannot do it, so I'm sorry. Nobody will blame you. Do you think if we all clap for you and get somebody who can do the job, to do the job? So changing the security chiefs doesn't change anything. If tomorrow now, this station decides that Dele should now become the presenter of ITV and you should go to... We did not just change the whole of ITV. I mean, what are we not talking about? There must be a clear-cut security plan. This is not the only country to be to face this sort of challenges. Why not see how other people solve it? And it's very, very simple. It's not difficult. In other places, it's saying now that it's guerrilla warfare. They just come, they just attack. It's not conventional. So you mean that these our people were not trained on how to combat guerrilla warfare? Even me sitting here, I can tell you for free how to do it. But I will not, because you said you will do it, so you do it.
Barrister, anyway, maybe one of these days, take the popular president, please tell us how to combat guerrilla warfare.
Yes, yes, if you ask me, I will tell you. It's very simple.
Honorable, our time is up. Our time is up. You are going to have the last line. Okay, I know you have so much about our time is up. Please, the last line.
He said he's a lawyer, yes, that he would have loved Eki to come and
join. No love.
The reason is because he said...
it's a collective responsibility.
Now, the president, who is the chief security officer of a country, can he be everywhere? The reason why he appoints service chiefs to run this security thing of a thing for him. So you don't blame him, just like you cannot blame Eki now because you are the person doing the law in the court. Then you should also allow the president to also deploy people that will work the work for him. Now, we've seen that even in Bama local government, in Mangu local government in Plateau State, we discovered that the Mieti Allah who came attacking, we also are accusing the Operation Rainbow, which is another group. An indication that this is not the normal war. It's a guerrilla war where two factions are killing themselves in the name of farmers. Now, the courtesans are also rearing their ugly head in Edo State and other parts of the country just like that. All these are what we put together as the insecurity that is eating deep into the fabrics of our country. Now, unless all of us come together, first and foremost, using the traditional rulers, the religious leaders, the political class, the social class, and even the economic class to come together. That is where I want to align with him that it is not a one-man show. It is a collective responsibility.
Thank you.
To nip it in the bud.
Our time is up. I'm getting serious signal to say, look, well, it's time up. Gentlemen, I know you have so much to say, but at least the viewers are there, they've been educated and, of course, informed about your feelings and the feelings of Nigerians on the current situation we are passing through as a country. They say, give them time. Some are saying the time, we don't have that time. Do it now. Anyhow, Nigerians, be patient. Let's see how this administration will fare. But I know a day matters a lot. I know because I'm passing through it also. They are passing through it also. A day can change a man's life. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on today's show. We'll do it again some other time. Bye for now.